oftentimes we'll have a fear about what happens if we arrive at it. So we say we want to grow our business, but we're afraid of being seen. Or we say we want partnership, but we're afraid of intimacy. So it creates this competing desire within us, and then we work harder rather than the more mastery method is about witnessing these parts that are at play inside of us and then getting out of our own way so we get into alignment with what it is we really want to create. I want to make sure that you don't have a foot on the gas and a foot on the brake, and you can empower your clients to do the same so that they create change more easily. And this is a tool that I created inside the certification program. And in my mastermind, I heard this astonishing conversation from my clients who are like, I can easily create clients now, and I'm not doing it because ... I'm like, why would you ever, this was so surprising to me to understand, yeah, I could create all these clients now, it's really easy, and I'm not doing it because I have a fear of I'll be away from my family, or I have a fear of all these other things, right? And so I've asked one of them to come up for us to do a demo on this because I think this is the tool that will support it. Part of the work about the unconscious work is that we have to want it more than we fear it to help our clients. And part of the way that we do that is we can do work to clear the fears, the misunderstandings. We can also do a tool like we're doing. And with the subconscious, you also want to help them visualize what they're stepping into, get them excited about what's possible when they step into that goal so that they really elevates the desire and removes the fear. So these are things I'm sharing with you as a coach you can do with your clients or for yourself. And some of the other things I do with the unconscious and subconscious is using examples of other people that are doing it. So they say, oh, they can do it, so can I. But if there's ever some level of jealousy, it just means that you want what somebody else has, but you have a limiting belief that you can't have it. So question that you can't have it and you're inspired by them. Same with your clients. So use visualization to help you see, because the mind doesn't know the difference between fantasy and reality. So use visualization that you've already arrived at your goal, and it tells your subconscious that it's safe. Because also the subconscious will project fear onto the unknown. And so it's just that creating that safety, and it helps you be like, oh, I've already done this. You find examples, you maybe have an affirmation, you ground it. Anytime I'm doing unconscious work, I will use an affirmation. Affirmations are great, but they're only so far if you don't do the deeper work around fears. So that's what we're about to do here. And again, we're not judging the blocks. There's wisdom within them, but we are not unconsciously letting us hold ourselves back from our potential by living out of them unconsciously. So that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to highlight the blocks. We're going to see the wisdom in them. We're going to align with them. For the purposes of this, why don't you share with the group what your grounded goal is? Maybe it's a certain number of clients or financial goal. What's your goal?
I want to have a business, a coaching business that earns $250,000, and it's all through my own business to me through one-on-one work, group coaching, and my corporate work, my corporate coaching work.
I love how clear it is.
Yeah.
Yes, beautiful. And so when you feel into that, when the actual, what do you fear would happen if you created more clients?
I don't have time to do that, and I'm so overwhelmed.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So how this was playing out was, you want to share with the group how this was playing out for you?
Yeah, I have. So I've worked in corporate for 15 years. I have lots of contacts, and they're like, we want to pay you to come do workshops. Just tell us what you want to talk on. And I just am like, I haven't sent them my list of offerings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because of this fear that
I don't have time.
I don't have time.
And I'm overwhelmed, and I have too much that I'm trying to balance right now. And it would be a lot of work. It'd be really hard.
And I would do this as a coach. I would write it down so you can help them make sure that you kind of comb through all those misunderstandings. Because yes, there's a strategy. I could coach her on really unpacking a business model that makes sense, and we will, but I also know that there's something else in here, right? So let's name the part of you that's like, I want to grow my business to 250,000, and then the other part that holds you back out of fear of being overwhelmed. So let's name both parts. Let's first maybe talk from the part, or name the part that is holding you back, the part that doesn't want to be overwhelmed.
Okay, we're gonna go to Jessie. If anybody remembers Saved by the Bell episode, which is like, I have time.
Okay, and tell me from Jessie, tell me what is important for you? What do you want time for?
I want time to just enjoy nature and my kids and my life and surf and date and really just get to be present and enjoy spaciousness in my life.
And I'm just curious, in terms of how you're currently running things, you are taking clients from another, you have like a third party, you're hired as a coach within another organization to take clients. You're also working people one-to-one right now. And then what else? Anything else? We're doing these workshops?
And I'm doing corporate workshops.
Okay. So how much of those things are taking your time? I'm also just wanting to get an assessment.
There's like on hours where I'm actually like doing the workshops, coaching one-on-one, and then there's working, strategizing hours that I'm working on my business. And that's where I kind of feel like I don't have a grasp right now of like what would be ideal.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe let's first identify it, because the ego really likes being vague, so you never really arrive there. So let's get clear on what is the ideal amount of hours.
25 hours
A week.
a week.
Okay. On the whole business, 25 hours. Okay. Okay, great. And you're currently doing 40?
Some weeks 40.
So where's the time that you're spending right now that's kind of wasteful, that's not actually moving the needle for you?
Oh, it's on I've got this beautiful long list of to-dos of all the things I need to do, like sending my clients worksheets, getting their client setup done, managing like tracking all my hours, doing all my billing, meeting with my clients, thinking about all the people I should be reaching out to. I should have this shit figured out by now.
That's not what I was thinking.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
I was thinking of a delegation metric. I was like, oh, we should really get clear on a delegation metric, so you know what are the things that are worth your time versus what are the things that you're not good at and you don't love, so we can start getting you an assistant.
Yeah.
And have you hired?
No.
Why?
I don't know that they'll do it to the standards that I have.
What do you fear would happen if you delegated?
Yeah, well, they really like do a good job with it.
Yeah.
And it's so in my head right now that like also can I organize it and structure it that they'll take it. And then like there's a deeper part that I have a little unresolved work on with. I've hired a couple people as a corporate leader that were just such flops of a hire.
Yeah.
That I fear I'll like make a bad decision in who I hire.
Okay. So all of these things are good to see.
Yeah.
There's a deeper conversation, which I'm going to pocket so we stay on one thing at a time, which is around the illusion of control. And there's also insight around the standards that you have, where you can create SOPs and systems and test projects to see, because you don't always know until you hire somebody.
Yeah.
And I hear there's a standard that's important to you. And then there may be an opportunity to just trust or let it be 95% versus 100, like the way that you would do it, or they can keep growing within it. So that's like on a practical aspect. So I'm asking about Jessie and how much time. So I'm getting an assessment for if it's really just a practical thing. And there are some practical things, but there's also something else, right? This idea that it needs to be hard. Where does this come from?
I learned time equals money. So if you want to make more money, you have to put in more time. And as a kid, I was really praised for how hard I worked and for how much I did.
Yeah.
So that's how I got a lot of love. Yeah. And now I'm with these amazing women in ICM and the master. I'm like, okay, so now I'm really believing it's possible. But there's still this unconscious thing that's been coming up around. My dad said it's easy for her. And then it didn't really feel like it honored how hard it was or the effort or the work that I did put in, because it was like, oh, that was just easy for her. And so there's this like dichotomy of like, well, if it's not hard, did I earn it? And if it's easy, it was too easy.
Yeah, yeah. And you are so self-aware, which is beautiful, and you've been doing this work. And what I hear is that there's an opportunity to really be with the part of you that thinks that you find your worth through what you're achieving. It's good that we notice and see what some of the programming was, where I have to work harder. Time equals money. Okay, so that's Jessie. So what is Jessie in your eyes? How is she trying to serve you? What does she really want for you?
I mean, the thing I love about Jessie is she is so driven. She knows what she wants. And she's like, I'll do whatever the heck it takes to make that thing happen.
Yeah.
So she doesn't want me to give up on my dream of this business. And it's not even about the business. It's about like honoring the calling to make the impact and have a difference in the world on a large level. And she's scared that if it's not hard, she didn't earn it.
So I'm thinking those might be two. You see what I'm saying? So one is like the visionary, the one that's like, yes to this, conscious mind, 5% gas. And then the unconscious, which is like, I'm scared of working hard. I don't want to be overwhelmed. I want more time. So Jessie is really the foot on the gas, brakes. Yeah. And the visionary, let's just call it visionary, is the driven one, the one that's willing to put in the work. But the way that you've known how to do this is through working hard, trying to find your worth through what you did, being driven.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a part of you that the Jessie is like, I don't want to keep growing if it means all this. And that makes sense to me. Yeah?
Yeah.
So we get to highlight and honor the values in both of them. And rather than unconsciously thinking that we're going to create a strategy without honoring these two parts, because otherwise you would unconsciously make it hard for yourself. Make sense? You would just be living out of that programming, which you are seeing now. If we could honor both, the growth and letting it be easy, because that's what I hear is the values of both. Is that right?
I think impact is maybe
Impact and
impact
growth?
and ease.
Okay, great. So those are the values, impact and ease. The visionary is like, let's grow, let's have impact, and let's let it be easy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she's like, that's it. Now, let's let go of any of those misunderstandings that it had to be another way. Yeah, so, but by letting these two parts have a plan and a strategy with asking more intelligent questions. So first we say, how could I let it be easy and have more impact? So you're using the mind to give you insight about other strategies and solutions that are above the patterning of right, wrong, old conditioning, it has to be hard. So we're asking ourselves more intelligent questions so that the mind can fill in the blank, or we ask people, coaches, other people, how could I let it be easy and have impact?
Yeah.
Something that, because otherwise we take this old operating system and we project it onto what we're currently doing.
The resistance that comes up is my block on, will they have time? And so then it's my block of like,
Oh,
I don't
your
have
block,
time.
I don't have time, gets projected onto them.
Yeah.
If you're doing a group that's serving CEOs, then what are you letting go of? You could do one group serving CEOs and do 250,000. You're aware of that, right?
5 CEOs at 50,000 for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then it's like half a year.
Yeah.
So I can make $500,000 in a year if I had 2 CEO groups.
Yes.
Damn!
But I hear the ease with it is just going to senior leaders specifically and directly.
Yeah.
Both serving them in this group organization or this group setting and potentially serving their organization, because if you work from the top down, it shifts the whole culture within the organization by supporting the leaders.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, I want to have you close your eyes and just check in with Jessie about this plan.
I've gone to the bottom and I know what that's like. And even when that's happened, I've always been okay. I now have seen what took me there, that now I'm smart enough and integrated enough that that doesn't have to be the way. And I can see when that starts to happen now, that I'm going to give myself permission to ask for help and really let myself receive the help. Yeah.
Maybe let's just do, because while you're in this deeper state, maybe just a forgiveness of a few misunderstandings from Jessie's point of view, that I needed to earn my worth, that it needed to be hard. I forgive myself
I forgive myself
for buying into the misunderstanding, that it would be hard.
that it would be hard. And the truth is that was the best I knew until now. And now I get to make it fun and easy with support and so much clarity of what I'm doing, which also gives it a lot more ease.
Yeah, clarity versus the overwhelm. There you
Yeah.
go. And let's bring in your little one, because you brought that up with your dad, who thought that she needed to work hard to feel validated.
Yeah, I forgive myself for buying into the misunderstanding that I'd only be loved if I worked hard. And the truth is, I've always been loved just for being myself.
Yeah, it was just an innocent conclusion your younger mind made up. That's it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So clear, so actionable, and really aligned with these different parts of herself. So she's not like this, right? And you're not taking the old operating system to be like, I have to work twice as hard to get twice as much. It's like, no, we get to really embrace those parts, get above them, and have a higher level strategy.
Yeah.